Have you ever questioned why your legs feel weaker as the years go by? Even though you try to eat healthy and stay active, you're not alone. Many older adults believe that all fruits are good for you. After all, they're natural, right? But here's the surprising truth that few people talk about. Not all fruits are beneficial for seniors, especially those over 60. In fact, some fruits can be silently destroying your leg strength, contributing to pain, inflammation, and even difficulty walking. The foods we eat directly affect the health of our muscles, joints, nerves, and blood circulation, especially in the legs. And for seniors, the wrong fruits can mean the difference between a strong, mobile life and one filled with pain, weakness, and dependency. It's time to uncover the 7 worst fruits that every senior should avoid, and understand exactly how they can harm your leg health. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I could make better content for you. Pineapple, the silent trigger of inflammation. Many seniors believe pineapple is a healing fruit, often praised for its enzyme bromelain, said to help with digestion and inflammation. But what most people over 60 don't know is that this tropical fruit can quietly become a serious enemy for your legs, especially if consumed frequently. The truth is hidden beneath its sweetness. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to natural sugars and acidic compounds, both of which pineapple contains in high quantities. When these sugars flood your system, they cause spikes in blood sugar, which over time damages the tiny blood vessels that nourish your legs. The very vessels that keep your calf muscles strong, your knees flexible, and your feet sturdy. This isn't about energy, it's about inflammation, and how sugar and acid ignite a storm inside an older body. What starts as a little discomfort in your thighs or a dull pain in your knees may seem innocent. But for many seniors, daily pineapple snacks slowly create a persistent inflammatory state, especially in those already dealing with arthritis, joint stiffness, or poor circulation. You might feel more swollen in the ankles. Standing may seem harder. Your legs may fatigue more quickly. And that's not just aging. That's a reaction even more concerning. Pineapple's bromelain can interfere with medications commonly used by seniors, like blood thinners, making inflammation worse and even increasing bruising or leg weakness. The effects can be subtle at first. That's why it's so dangerous. You think you're making a healthy choice, but you're unknowingly feeding the fire inside your joints. So the next time you reach for a sweet slice of pineapple, ask yourself, is this fruit truly helping my body, or is it holding me back? But pineapple is just the beginning. What if we told you that one of the most popular muscle-friendly fruits might actually be draining your energy, bite by bite? Let's talk about bananas. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Bananas. The muscle imposter. For decades, bananas have been praised as the go-to fruit for muscle support, especially due to their potassium content. Many seniors believe them to be a daily staple, a soft, easy-to-digest snack that seems perfect for aging bodies. But what if I told you that this familiar yellow fruit might actually be undermining the very strength you're trying to protect? As we get older, the body's ability to process sugar and starch changes. Bananas, especially ripe ones, are high in natural sugars and quick-burning carbohydrates, which convert rapidly to glucose. When that sugar hits your bloodstream, it doesn't just boost energy, it triggers insulin spikes, which over time contribute to insulin resistance, weight gain around the legs and stomach, and worst of all, weaken circulation in your lower limbs. This means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach your leg muscles, making them fatigue faster, recover slower, and grow weaker with every passing week. You might notice your legs feel heavy after meals, tightness in your calves, or a strange ache when climbing stairs. It's subtle at first, but it builds, especially if bananas are part of your daily routine. And unlike younger bodies, your senior body doesn't bounce back overnight. With age, even healthy-looking choices like bananas can become silent saboteurs. What's even more alarming is how bananas can increase water retention in some seniors, especially those with heart conditions. That fluid settles in the ankles and feet, creating swelling that makes movement painful and balance more difficult. You're not just tired, you're weighed down. We've all been told that bananas give us energy, but perhaps it's time to ask, is that energy real, or is it just a quick burst before the crash? And if bananas, long considered a safe fruit, are quietly harming your legs, imagine what tiny grapes might be doing to your joints and feet. Let's take a closer look. 3. Grapes? Tiny fruit? Big inflammatory impact. At first glance, grapes seem innocent, even comforting. They're gentle, bite-sized, and often associated with heart health and longevity. Many seniors keep them on the counter or in the refrigerator, thinking they're making a light, healthy choice. But behind that sweet skin lies a quiet danger, one that can slowly eat away at your leg strength, mobility, and daily comfort without making a sound. The danger lies in fructose, the natural sugar that gives grapes their addictive sweetness. Unlike glucose, which your body uses as energy, fructose is processed in the liver, where it's more likely to be converted into fat and uric acid. For older adults, this can quickly become a problem, especially if you're already dealing with joint pain, stiffness, or fatigue in your lower body. When uric acid builds up, it settles in the joints, and it doesn't take much to trigger an attack. Gout, one of the most painful conditions for aging legs and feet, often starts with a seemingly harmless indulgence, a small bowl of grapes, but the result can be devastating. Swelling, burning, and sharp pain in the toes, ankles, or knees, often at night when you're trying to rest. Even without gout, high fructose fruits like grapes amplify inflammation. And for a senior body already under strain, that inflammation is like pouring gasoline on a smoldering fire. What makes grapes even more deceptive is how easily we overeat them. You don't need a large portion, just a handful here, a few while watching TV, some with breakfast, and the sugar quickly adds up. The effects might not show immediately, but over time, your legs start to tell the story. Stiff joints, tight calves, slower movement, and a growing ache that nobody else can see, but you feel every time you try to rise from a chair. So if something as small and sweet as grapes could have such an oversized impact, what about fruits that seem refreshing, yet are hiding even more sugar? You might be surprised at the truth about watermelon. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment one below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4, continued in the same detailed, structured format, for the remaining fruits. Watermelon. Nostalgic about watermelon. It reminds us of summer picnics, childhood joy, and the simple delight of a cool, juicy slice on a warm day. For many seniors, it seems like the perfect fruit, full of water, refreshing, and easy on the teeth. But beneath that sweetness lies a harsh truth. Watermelon may be silently working against your leg strength. And worse, you might not even realize it. The problem isn't just the sugar, it's how fast that sugar floods your system. Watermelon has one of the highest glycemic indexes among fruits, which means it causes your blood sugar to spike rapidly. For seniors, especially those dealing with pre-diabetes, diabetes, or slow circulation, that spike isn't just a number, it's a red flag. When blood sugar rises too quickly, inflammation follows, and your lower limbs, already more vulnerable with age, start to suffer the consequences. You might notice your legs feel strangely tired after meals, or that a mild walk leaves your calves aching. This isn't just aging. Often, it's the sugar rushing through your bloodstream, causing oxidative stress, and straining the delicate nerves and blood vessels that keep your legs moving. Even worse, the body responds to sugar overload by retaining fluid. And where does that fluid go? The soft tissues, your ankles, your knees, your feet, all places where movement starts to hurt, and stairs begin to feel steeper than they used to. Watermelon tricks us, because it tastes light, but it behaves like candy in the body. For those over 60, whose systems process sugar more slowly and recover less efficiently, it can quietly accelerate the loss of mobility. One slice here, some cubes there, and soon your legs are telling you something's not right. But if watermelon, a fruit made mostly of water, can cause this much trouble, what about fruits that are packed with acid and claim to boost your immune system? The next one on the list might surprise you. It's probably sitting in your fridge right now. Wild oranges. The acidic attack on joints. Oranges have long been celebrated as a symbol of health, packed with vitamin C, linked to cold prevention, and often recommended as part of a balanced diet. Many seniors start their day with a glass of orange juice, believing they're doing something good for their bodies. But as comforting as this habit may feel, the truth is far more complicated and far more dangerous for aging legs and joints than most people realize. Behind the bright color and tangy taste, oranges carry a high concentration of citric acid, a compound that in excess can irritate inflammation in the body, particularly in the joints. For older adults who already live with arthritis, bursitis, or general joint sensitivity, this acid can act like sandpaper on already fragile cartilage. The result: a creeping stiffness in your knees when you wake up, a discomfort in your hips that lingers throughout the day, that familiar feeling of your legs locking up after sitting too long. It's subtle until it's not. But acid isn't the only problem. Oranges, and especially orange juice, are also high in natural sugars, which when consumed frequently, start to disrupt your body's insulin balance. This can lead to systemic inflammation, which doesn't just attack joints. It affects muscles, blood vessels, and connective tissues, especially in the lower body. Over time, seniors may notice not only joint pain, but also reduced range of motion, swelling around the knees or ankles, and increasing instability when walking or standing. It's easy to assume a fruit so fresh and familiar couldn't possibly be harmful. But the body in your 60s, 70s, and beyond doesn't recover like it once did. The same orange that once energized you may now be slowing you down. And if this common breakfast fruit is silently wearing down your joints, imagine what a deceptively healthy green apple might be doing, especially one that bites back harder than you think. 6. Green apples. A hidden source of leg pain. Green apples carry the image of purity and health. Their crisp texture and tart taste often attract those looking for a cleaner fruit, something less sugary, something refreshing. For many seniors, a green apple a day seems like a wise, responsible choice. But few realize that beneath that bright skin lies a harsh combination of acidity and sugar, which can quietly undermine the strength and comfort of your legs. What makes green apples particularly troubling is their high malic acid content, a natural compound that can be hard for aging digestive systems to process. While malic acid is sometimes praised for energy support, in large or frequent amounts, it can trigger inflammation, especially in those already dealing with arthritis or fibromyalgia. That inflammation doesn't just settle in the stomach, it can radiate to the hips, thighs, knees, or even down into the feet, creating aching, burning, or stiffness that feels like it's coming from within the muscles themselves. But it's not just the acid. Green apples also contain natural sugars, and for seniors with slower metabolism and reduced insulin sensitivity, even small amounts of sugar can lead to blood sugar swings. These fluctuations interfere with circulation and over time, reduce oxygen flow to the legs. What you're left with is fatigue in the calves, a feeling of weakness when climbing stairs, or a deep pain after only short walks. And because green apples are often eaten raw on an empty stomach or as a snack, the effects can be even more intense. You may not link your daily apple to your nightly leg cramps or your morning stiffness, but when the body starts sending quiet signals, it's time to listen. Pain is never random. It's often a response to something we thought was safe. So if something as seemingly harmless as a green apple can stir up so much discomfort, wait until you hear about the tropical fruit that's been praised for its sweetness, but is quietly flooding your joints with sugar. 7. Mango. The sugar bomb in your joints. There's no denying the pleasure of a ripe mango. Its golden flesh, sweet fragrance, and creamy texture often bring back memories of warmer days and family gatherings. For many seniors, mango feels like a tropical escape, a treat to enjoy without guilt. But beneath that smooth sweetness lies one of the most concentrated sources of natural sugar in the fruit world. And for aging bodies, especially your legs and joints, that sweetness comes at a steep price. One measly mango can contain upwards of 45 grams of sugar, more than a standard can of soda. This level of sugar causes your blood glucose to spike rapidly. And while your younger self may have handled it easily, the senior body doesn't respond the same way. With age, insulin function slows, and sugar lingers in the bloodstream longer, leading to significant inflammation, especially in soft tissues like knees, ankles, and hip joints. What follows is a creeping heaviness in the legs, an uncomfortable swelling around your feet, and a loss of muscular endurance that can leave you breathless after only short distances. Even more troubling, mango sugar can irritate nerve endings, particularly in people with diabetes or early neuropathy. That burning sensation in your feet at night, the tingling in your toes. It might not be just old age. It might be that healthy fruit you had after dinner. And because mango feels light and fresh, it's easy to overeat without noticing. But your body keeps score, and your legs, the very limbs that carry your independence, are the first to suffer. So before you reach for that next mango smoothie or tropical fruit bowl, ask yourself, is the sweetness worth the slow, steady damage it leaves behind? Because while these 7 fruits may surprise you, the real danger lies in how they add up over time, often without a single warning. What should seniors eat instead? When we discover that the fruits we relied on may have been silently working against us, it's natural to feel frustrated, even betrayed. But knowledge is power, and with it comes the opportunity to shift, to choose more wisely, and to give our bodies what they truly need in this sacred chapter of life. Because aging isn't about giving up, it's about learning how to live better with purpose, clarity, and care. For seniors, especially those who feel the aches of time settling into their legs, the solution isn't to abandon fruit altogether. Instead, it's about choosing fruits that heal, not harm, ones that nourish without overwhelming your system, that support circulation, ease inflammation, and give you the strength to rise, to walk, to move with freedom again. Start with berries. Nature's true anti-inflammatory powerhouse. Blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries are rich in antioxidants, low in sugar, and gentle on your blood sugar. They work quietly in the background, protecting your cells, soothing inflamed joints, and boosting circulation, especially to the lower limb. Cherries, in moderation, offer similar relief, particularly for those fighting gout or arthritis. Their compounds help lower uric acid and reduce flare-ups that can steal your mobility without warning. Then there's the quiet strength of avocados. Creamy, satisfying, and filled with healthy fats that cushion your joints and reduce internal swelling. Unlike sugary fruits, avocados help regulate insulin, keeping energy levels stable throughout the day. They don't spike you, they support you. Papaya, too, is a gentle ally. Its enzymes aid digestion, its vitamins ease inflammation, and its texture is easy on the aging digestive tract. For those who've grown weary of tough fruits and acidic bites, papaya offers calm, comfort, and energy. Even pears, when eaten in moderation and paired with protein or fiber, can provide gentle sweetness without the crash, helping your body, not burdening it. At this stage of life, your food should work with you, not against you. Every bite is a choice toward strength, or away from it, toward clearer mornings and easier steps, and toward the kind of peace that comes from knowing your body is being cared for, not just fed. And it all starts with the fruit you choose to keep, and the ones you ultimately decide to let go. Final thoughts, from one senior to another. As someone who has walked many miles through life, through complication, through healing, through seasons of strength, and seasons of pain, I want to speak to you not as a writer, but as a fellow traveler. Aging isn't easy. Nobody prepares us for the quiet battles, the stiffness that creeps into your knees, the tired legs that ache after doing so little, the fear that one day you might not be able to move the way you once did. But if there's one thing age has taught me, it's this. We are never too old to choose differently, to choose better. We've all been told that fruit is good for us. We grew up with the food pyramid, with doctors and neighbors alike saying, eat your fruit, it keeps you healthy. And for the most part that was true, when we were young, when our bodies were faster, stronger, and more forgiving. But now, in our 60s, 70s, 80s, and yes, even in our 90s, our bodies speak more softly, and we need to listen more closely. The 7 fruits we've explored today aren't bad in the way junk food is. But for us, for aging legs, sensitive joints, and slower systems, they can quietly steal what matters most: our strength, our balance, our ability to walk without pain. And for seniors, walking is everything. It's independence, it's dignity, it's freedom. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight, but you can start gently to let go of what no longer serves you, to replace sweetness that inflames with nourishment that heals, to choose fruits that give energy without crashing your body. Be mindful of how you feel after you eat, not just what tastes good in the moment, but what your legs, your back, your energy tell you an hour later. That focus is wisdom. And at our age, Wisdom is one of our greatest tools. If you're reading this and feeling a bit overwhelmed, take a breath. You haven't failed. You haven't done anything wrong. This isn't about guilt. It's about gaining clarity. About taking small, powerful steps toward a stronger, steadier you. Your journey doesn't end, because you're growing older. In many ways, this is where the most intentional, meaningful chapter begins. So from one senior to another, I urge you, protect your legs, protect your health, protect your future, by being mindful of what you feed your body. You deserve to move well. You deserve mornings without pain. You deserve to enjoy the years ahead, walking, standing tall, and doing so with grace. Because it's not just about living longer, it's about living stronger. And that choice starts today, with every single bite. Closing. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned, and plan to apply in your own life. Let's help each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with one. If not, feel free to comment with one. Your feedback means so much to us. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.